All right, V-Bud, Just Mako, Scott Bailey, Brian Goodry, Nala, good evening. Mike Sweeney, good evening. Kiki, how are you doing today? Who we have over here? Over here. Unknown 305. Bollyman, Henry Corbett, G Mess, Rob Sitz, Kaylin, what's happening, Kaylin? Viral Steaks, Selena to Life, Alexander Perkin, how are you? Cincinnati, good to see you again. Steve Hurl, good evening, Steve Hurl. Flash, Peloton Papoose, The S. Interesting name, The S. Okay. Enum, good evening. Wild Thumbs. Okay. Eric, good evening, Aaron. Maximus, Gary, Riley, what's going on? Hammer, yo. Carl Anderson, Alexander Perkins, how you doing? Apple user Connie Ann. Well, good evening, Miss Connie Ann. Cincinnati, how are you? Riley, Goblin. Okay, Tandy, good evening. Mustang, Millie, good evening, Miss Millie. Lamo, hi, Lamo. Flipping Cars, cool beans. Steve Outmoded, R. Watson. Steve Cameron, Jazzo. Terry Floyd, Patty, what's going on? Patty. Nick, Karen, George, Junior Fergo, good evening. All right, Ruben, I think I said enough to, got some people over here. Famous Amos. Good evening, Mr. Famous Amos. Shark Girl. Good evening, Shark Girl. That was Shark Boy and Lava Girl. Or was that Shark Boy and Lava Girl? Anyway. Famous Amos. Good evening. Anna Valesco. Good evening. Funk Trade Architect. Back again. I see Zonka. Good evening. Christopher. Evening. Furby, what's going on? What's your message for all the crackheads out here today? Furby, if you're going to be childish, please go somewhere else, if you don't mind. Jerry Dickus. Nathan, good evening, Nathan. Flash, not a king, but can we look at DAL, Delta Airlines? Didn't we take a look at Delta Airlines last night? I think we did. All right, Delta Airlines. Here we go. All right. So get rid of that. Let's get rid of this. Let's go back to this. That. Good, and wonderful. Who do we have today? David, wish you were in Australia teaching. Well, I would love to be in Australia teaching. Unfortunately, I don't know anything about the Australian market, which means I would have to do a lot of research. Hey there, and then I would need Alexa off. Alexa, off. There you go. Nathan Skydive Junkie. Ooh, I went skydiving once. Coach JV. Now, if this was really Coach JV, I would really love to have a chat with you because I get 35 people pretending to be me. And if it's really you, DM me your number and I'll give you a buzz. And you and I, can chat personally. I'd like to have a chat. Good evening, James Rulis. How you doing? Buzz, BZZ. Okay, interesting name. Bitcoin. I don't do Bitcoin, don't do cryptocurrency. Okay, JV, if it's really you, that'd be awesome. So that being said, this one turned off. Why did this one turn off? Turn this one back on. Okay, so we need to, on X, here we go. Okay, and let's do X. X marks the spot. What's happening? Picture, camera. Okay, connecting, reverse. Dividend stock talk. Let's do this. Dividend stock talk live. Here we go. And there it is. And go live. And there we have it. All right. So what do we have over here? Over here, we have Zoom, TikTok, YouTube, Twitter, Facebook, all those other good companies. Trade Architect, have you ever tried a poor man's covered call? Yeah, I got burned I actually am holding 4 of them. Burned me in the butt. I know what it is. Okay, Trade Architect. Now, they're great when they work, but they're not so great when they don't work. Because you got to remember, you're long on one position and short on another. So when you're short on another, Well, sometimes the person initiates that. So I'm a little bit uncomfortable with that one. Alex, what's the price of Bitcoin? Yeah, I'm not going to even do Bitcoin. I'm just going to ignore you. If you're going to do the cryptocurrency thing, let's stick to what we're here for. Investing for dividend stocks for weekly cash flow. Now, if you guys have no idea who I am, my name is James. This is Dividend Stock Talk, hence the word dividend. So we're looking at companies that actually have dividends, because what I'm doing here is a little bit different than anything else you've seen other places. I'm looking for a simple, safe, predictable, consistent 1% per week that takes me less than 5 to 10 minutes a day. Look, I got Coach JV here again. Now, Coach JV, I'm sure you can understand my, I'm trying to think of the good word for it. But you're on this phone over here, which is one TikTok channel, and you're on another TikTok channel over there. So it kind of makes me think. Now, you're an influencer just like I am. You come on and you help people out with what they're doing. Great. Well, you're here and you're there. And if it is really you, I'd love to have a chat. Really would. Okay? DM me your number. I'll give you a buzz and you and I can chat. Let me know what time works best for you. Hey, we can talk right after this. I'm here until 11. So let's get rolling. Let's come up with some rules so we're all on the same page first and foremost. I would appreciate it if you guys at least pretend to think that there are rules here. Okay, now what do I mean by that? Well, there's over 10, now we looked yesterday, 10,500 different companies. 10,500 different companies in the stock market that we can invest in at any time. Now, only about half of them have dividends. Now, let me explain to you what a dividend is. A dividend is a portion of the company's profit that goes back to the investors, and that's you and me. When we buy stocks, we become an investor. We own part of the company. We are entitled to a portion of the profits on a dividend stock because they share the profits. Half of the companies. Well, the other half don't. They take all the profits, put it back into the companies for capital growth. Now, I need you to understand that for the specific reason. If you're looking for capital growth, if you're looking to buy a stock and hold on to it 5, 10, 15 years, this is not the right place for you. And I'm trying to be nice. I'm trying to say you're wasting your time here because that's not what I'm looking at. It's not what I'm concentrating on. What I'm concentrating on is, like I said, simple, safe, predictable 1% per week. And that is through dividend stocks, the companies that actually share their profits. Now, the reason I like companies that share their profits, well, there's a bunch of different reasons, other than the fact that they share their profits. Okay, so if I'm putting my money into a company and they're giving me part of the profits, well, great. But there are other things we can do with those stocks to, let's say, expand, to make that income consistent. Now, when I say consistent, I'm saying weekly. Okay, I don't know about you, but when I grew up in the 60s and 70s, we went to work at 8 a.m. Monday morning, and we came home at 4:30 or 5 o'clock. Well, the stock market's the same way. The hour's a little bit different, but okay. 9 a.m. to 4:30 p.m. Now, it doesn't open at 9 a.m., it opens at 9:30. But still, I sign into my trading account at 9 a.m. I want to see what happened the previous day and how it affects my positions today, tomorrow, and the next day. Because if you're relatively new here, I do things systematically. A, B, C. 1, 2, 3. Paint by numbers. 1 red, 2 green, 3 yellow, 4 blue, whatever. It's one after the other after another. It's systematic. Okay? Now, if you're looking for capital growth, to have your money grow really fast, buying a stock and have it shoot to the moon, you're in the wrong place. I'm looking for 1% consistently every single week. Hey, Scooter Steve. What's happening there, Scooter Steve? Now, Scooter Steve, I'd be more than happy to engage with you in a conversation if you can point out where I'm going wrong or what you think smells hooey. Whatever. But, hey, I'd really like to hear what you have to say, Scooter Steve. Now, I'm inviting you in a dialogue to prove your point, because you haven't heard me say anything about anyone buying anything, because I'm not selling anything. See? So how can it be a scam if I'm not trying to sell anything? I'm just here enlightening people. That's it. So let's see what the rules are. First, let me give you a little backstory. Number one, in 2008, my 9-year-old daughter come up to me. She said, Dad, what are you doing? Out of all the things a 9-year-old girl can ask her dad on a Tuesday night, I have no idea what day it was, but let's just say Tuesday night, to walk up to me and says, Dad, what are you doing? Can you teach me? I'm trading stocks. Can you teach me? 9-year-old little girl wants to learn how to trade stocks. So, as a good dad who wants to spend time with his children, my daughter, okay, how do I teach a 9-year-old how to invest in stocks when most adults don't understand it and most adults can't do it successfully, repetitively? So here's the challenge. For a 9-year-old, it had to be simple, safe, predictable, consistent, and no way for her to lose. So like any other good dad, I came up with some rules because it is a game, and if you think it's not, someone's misleading you. The rules are very simple, and if you just write them down and follow them, you should be very successful. Rule number one, never buy something you don't understand or you don't want to hold on to for the rest of your life. If you can't look at a company and say, hey, this is a great company, I want to put my money here and watch it grow, tend to it. And just, if you cannot do that, you shouldn't be buying it. It's plain and simple. If you don't know who they are, if you don't know what they do, if you don't want to own it for the rest of your life at the current price that's being offered, don't buy it. It's a very simple rule. Rule number two, it's even easier than rule number one. Okay, rule number two, never sell at a loss. It defeats the purpose. So if you paid attention to rule number one, rule number two wouldn't even be an issue. But stocks go up, stocks go down, people panic, people sell, blah, blah, blah. Anyway, rule number three, this one is going to be broken over and over and over again as the night progresses. There's always going to be someone giving me a stock, and I'm going to say, what the hell are you thinking? Why are you putting your money here? Rule number three, make sure that company is consistently profitable. That means every single year they make more and more and more and more and more money. Not staying the same. Okay, I don't want a company that's going to stay at $12 for, the next 20, 30, 40, 50 years. No, you should be consistently upgrading, consistently moving forward, consistently being profitable. That's rule three, consistency of profitability. Rule four, weekly options only. If it doesn't have a weekly option, I don't want to see it. It's just wasting our time because I want cash flow on a weekly basis because my bills come due every week. So I want to make sure I'm getting an income. Now, you may be thinking, why am I doing this? I'm 62 years. Well, I'm going to be 62 very soon. I'm retired. I don't work anymore. Whatever money I come up with comes from my personal trading. So I have X amount in my account. That account gives me 1% every single week. Well, that 1% every single week covers all my bills. It gives me a little bit over. Okay? Rule number five. Make sure all the numbers work. Now, as we are at the beginning of the day or the evening, I am going to show you, we are going to walk through, I'm going to explain everything. Okay, what is the list? Okay, what is the reason we're doing it this way? Why are we doing this? Why are we choosing that? Why are we not doing it? It's just like a good movie. Everything's going to come together by the end of the night. So if you have any questions, please do me a favor. Make sure it's a good quality company. Means, are they consistently profitable? Great. Do they have weekly options? Double great. Please do not ask me to look at a stock that you know is at the high of the year. At the high of the year does absolutely no good whatsoever because the opportunity has already come and gone. What I absolutely love, is when a stock drops from a 30-day high down to a 30-day bottom, and now she's turning around, going back up again. That is perfect for me. That's what I'm looking for. As long as the company's consistently profitable, has weekly options, and everything looks good. So as we progress, you're going to see me do a few samples. So we'll do a couple of trades. I'll answer as many questions as I possibly can. But please remember, I am live streaming on 9 different platforms. Okay, 9. Which means if I don't get to your question as soon as you write it down, I will get to it eventually. At 10:30, I'm going to stop all the stocks and we just answer questions. Okay, so I will get to almost every question. I don't do YouTube only because, now I feel bad for the people on YouTube because there are a lot of bad characters on YouTube and they ask me the stupidest questions. I don't even want to go on. Do I do mentorship? Yes, I do. GameStop is a weird is weird right now. Okay, the dividend stocks, AMC is garbage. Okay, see, those really aren't questions. I want, and isn't that bad anymore? Hey, Dylan, how are you tonight? Dylan, you've been here for months. Why don't you volunteer to be a moderator? That way, anyone comes up like a stupid question, you could just eliminate them and make the experience for the other people on YouTube that much better. I'm offering it to you, Dylan, only because you've been here night after night after night for almost a month. Okay, so Scooter Steve, I'm still waiting to hear back from you there, Mr. Scooter Steve. Figures, you give the boy an opportunity to say something, he doesn't say anything. Have you ever tried? Yes, I did. Hooey, blah, 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 blah. Thoughts on Hoover, H-O-V-R. Don't even know what that is. Don't even know what H-O-V-R is. So let's check it out. H-O-V-R. New Horizon Aircraft. Okay, so funny thing. Not even 2 seconds ago, I asked very politely not to show me any stocks that's at the high of the year. Well, it's at the high of the year. I also said, please don't tell me any stocks that doesn't have any options. No options. So why the hell are we wasting our time looking at this? It's nothing but a waste of my time because if it was 25 cents 6 or 7 months ago, how can it possibly have 10 to 20 years of profits? Not at 25 cents, it's not going to. So please do me a favor. Make sure it's a good quality company. Scooter Steve, I'm still waiting for you, buddy. Thrill of Deals. Steve Widener. Hey, Mr. Steve. Just people who can't believe someone would be so humane to teach others. Now, I'm going to take that as a compliment, Mr. Steve. Thank you kindly. Now, Mr. Steve, just in case, just so I can remind you, I'm not doing this for everyone else. I'm doing this for my children, my grandchildren, and my great-grandchildren. Because in 20, 30 years, I'm not going to be here. But I can guarantee you this, in 30 years, my grandson will be 35 years old. He'll be thinking of buying a house. He'll be thinking of getting married and having children of his own. Well, he's going to need money to do that. And Papa G, that's me, Papa G, okay, I'm going to have a huge amounts of money for my grandson to have access to. But he cannot have any of it unless he can prove to the executor of the estate that he knows what to do with the money. And that's what this is for. Okay, 2 hours every single night. I go through the stock market and they can fact check me all they want because it's all factual information. This is not theory. I'm actually you like this one, actually factually trading what I'm showing you, and I share 3 accounts publicly. So you can fact check me all you want. So when my grandchildren, my great-grandchildren get the opportunity to say, hey, Papa G left all this money, how can I get some? Well, the executor is going to say, well, here are the rules. You can spend however much of the interest you make out of whatever money you have allocation to. And I'm sure the executive will take care of that because I'm going to write it all out because I'm a prick. My parents, don't get me wrong, my parents are still here. But I'm not expecting anything from my parents. My father has 13 kids. Well, down to 12 because one of them passed. So 12 kids. What am I going to get out of that? Probably nothing. But here's the thing. My father got remarried and my new stepmother, she doesn't give anything to us. So my father's first family gets absolutely nothing on my father's side. Unless, of course, she goes first and my dad goes second. Then it's a different story. Now, on my mother's side, there's 6 of us. And she's not rich either. So I'm not getting a lot there either. So I'm not really counting on getting anything from my parents, but I'm leaving millions upon millions for my children and my grandchildren, my great-grandchildren. But they can't have any of it until they can prove to the executor of the estate that they know what to do with the money. Okay? And yes, I am doing this out of the kindness of my heart because I don't need to do this. Okay? All right, anyway, where are we? Thank you there, Mr. Steve. Out of the goodness of my heart, thank you very much. Undertaker, do you reinvest the found back in the dividend stocks or do you pool the dividends? Okay, Undertaker, I spend almost everything that I make. Okay, now I don't live in a lap of luxury. I don't drive a Lamborghini. I wouldn't take one if you gave it to me. I wouldn't know what to do with one. Okay, to me, it's just a waste of money. Give me a pickup truck. Give me a conversion van. You know, those will work for me. Okay, so let's keep on going. Steve, you make one say plus. Cool beans, Mr. Steve. We should have a chat one day. Lee, thank you there, Mr. Steve. Funny thing, Mr. Steve, the other one, the one who wanted to scam, he disappeared. It says anything. Steve Summer, how much money is needed to get started? Now, Steve, what I tell everyone, when you get started, don't put any money in. Don't. Paper trade for a while first. Learn the language, learn the process, learn the strategies. There are hundreds of strategies out there, literally, really. There are thousands of things that you can invest your money in. How about heaven? Lena, I'm not quite sure what you mean. Hey, James, sir, quick question. Go ahead, Sonny. Dylan, should have bought AMD on Friday. How large is your port? My port. Are you talking about a port in which ships come in and go out of? Or are you talking about the port side of my boat? I have no idea what you mean. All right, so let's keep on going, 303 boys, sir, I have no idea what that means. So Steve, as I was saying, paper trade first. Once you understand everything, once you get the hang of it, you will know what you should start out with. 100, 1,000, 5,000, 10,000, 100,000, 50,000, whatever you want. Kingsley Alex, now am part of your grandkids. Send me those money. Okay, so Kingsley, what you missed is they will not get a single penny until they can prove to the executor that they know what they're doing, which you're new here, so I seriously doubt you know what you're doing. Oh my God, I can't believe you. Andrew Tail. That ain't Andrew Tate. Andrew Tate wouldn't ask a question like that. All right, anyway, please, I want to be a trender. I have no idea what a trender is. All right, let me prove, man. Okay, sit tight, relax. Dutch Brothers. Okay, Gansito, Dutch Brothers. You got to give me the ticker symbol. All right, thoughts on ENVX. Okay, 303 boys. I have no idea with what ENVX is. ENVX. Interesting. Okay, first thing I want to look at always is the 1 year chart. And I'm looking for 5 things, and it takes me 3 to 4 seconds to find them. Are you ready? Here we go. Where's the high of the year? Right there. Where's the low of the year? Right there. Where was it a year ago? Where is it now? And what's the motion? Down, up, down, up, down, up. Okay, so look at this right here. I'm going to zoom into the last 90 days. The last 90 days is the last 3 months. Why would I want to buy at the high? It was here, $8 3 weeks ago. So it goes from $8 up to $12.96. That's a $5 increase. Do the math. A $5 increase on an $8 stock is close to 60% increase right here. Why the hell would I want to jump into something that has a 60% increase? Think about it. It's not the right time, because eventually there's going to be profit taking and this thing's going to drop. Now, I have no idea who that company is. I've never heard of them before. So normally I would go in and I would take a look at how are the dividends on that. But I'm not even going to bother because, it's at a high. I don't buy at a high. It just doesn't make any sense. 18 Welder, Leco, Leco. No. See, you weren't listening. When I say I don't do monthlies, weekly options only, October, November, December, March, May. Those are months of the year. They trade once a month, which means at 1 or 2% on each trade, I'm making 12 to 24%. Why the hell would I want to do that? Because at 1% a week, that's 50% a year. So no, I don't do LECO or LECO, whatever you want to call it, because it's a monthly, and I don't do monthlies. Why are you coming out of retirement? I'm not coming out of retirement. Now, you may think this is a business, but no, this is just a hobby. Okay? I've been doing this. All right, hold on. I've been managing my own money for the past 25, 30 years. Because when I looked at money managers, and I looked at what they're offering as opposed to what they're giving back. Well, hell no. Okay, because you got two choices, only two. One, learn to do it yourself, or two, give up accountability and let someone else do it for you. Now, there's nothing wrong with letting someone else do it for you. I do it for plenty of people. If you have enough money, it works. Okay, if you have millions upon millions, then it's worth it just to have someone else take care of it. Just send me a check once a month. That's it. They don't care. When you get to a certain amount of money, it just doesn't matter anymore. But most of us aren't there yet. I know I'm not there yet. I still got to, trade my own money every day. Undertaker, what do I think of VOO? See, now, VOO, I'm not even going to look at the chart. I'm going to go right to Yahoo Finance. The reason why I'm going to go right to Yahoo Finance, because I believe if you're going to invest, you should have access to a financial website. The financial websites should give you all the information that you need in order to make a good, educated decision. Now, what am I looking for specifically on financial website? Yahoo Finance. I'm looking at historical data. Now, you can't fake historical data. It is what it is. You can go anywhere in the world, look at any financial website, any financial outlet, and say, what is the price for IBM? It will be the same no matter where you go. So, historical data, specifically, I want to look at the dividends. And why do I want to look at the dividends? Because I want to see, is this company consistently profitable? Now, I have two choices when it comes to checking out the profitability of a company. Number one, I can go right to the dividends, because if a dividend is part of the profits that they give out to the investors, as the profits increase, the dividends increase. Two, I can go in and look through 20 years worth of annual reports and quarterly reports. Yeah, no thank you. Simply put, if the profits increase, the dividends will increase. Because as a dividend stock company, you give a portion of the profits back to the investors. So if the company is consistently profitable, the dividends will increase higher and higher and higher and higher. It's just the way it is. Okay, the right hand washes the left no matter where you go in the world. Right hand washes the left. All right, so anyway, let's go back 20 years, because remember, I want consistency of profitability. There's over 10,000 different companies. Okay, the market's been around for over 400 years, so I don't think 20 years of profits is that big a deal. Think about it. You're investing your money. What is the requirement of the company where you put your money? It's a serious question. Think about it. Your hard-earned money. What is the qualifications of the company in which you want to invest in? For me, it's 2 decades of profitability. So that goes all the way back to 2005. So if we take VOO, go all the way back to 2005, we get extremely disappointed, because this thing has only been around for 15 years. So no, VOO is not on my list because it's only 15 years. But let's see if it has 15 years of consistent profitability, which means all these numbers should get higher and higher and higher. So let's find out. Very first dividend VOO was September 24th, 2010. 55 cents per share. Very disappointing. And you know why it's very disappointing? Because the first dividend is 55. The second dividend is 52. Now, is that a good start? No, not at all. If first one is 55, the next one should be 56, 57, 58, 59, 62, whatever. It shouldn't be less. If you're running the company properly, you should be consistently profitable. Okay, so 55. 52, backwards, 53, 57, 58, 68, 57, twice backwards, 64, let's keep on going, 64, 68, 94, 67, that's 3 times, 73, 78, 91, 77, 4 times, 80, 87, 98, hold on, it gets worse. Sit tight. 87, 98, 90, 5 times. 95, 109, 1. That's 6 times. 7 times. 8 times. 9 times. 101, 117, 118, 10 times. 115, 120, 128, 128, 128, 45, 11 times, 12 times, 13 times, 14 times, 15 times. I'm just going to give up. This thing has gone down almost the same amount of times it's gone up. Think about it. You're putting your money into a company. Now, not only does it go down from 145 to 138 to 130, okay? So from here, it should have been 146, 148, not 142. The number should be getting, all right, never mind. It's just like beating a dead horse. The company's not consistently profitable. You like VOO, hey, more power to you. But hold on a second. Let's go over to the summary. Okay, we're going to go to the summary for a second, and that gives us a little bit more details. Remember, this is a financial website. It's got nothing to do with me. I'm just looking at someone else's website to see what they say about it. Number one, it's $617 per share. Okay, 607. Now, I usually don't buy anything over 350, but that's just me. I'm weird. Okay, so Undertaker. Do you understand what the word yield means? Yield. Because remember a few years ago, they were having CDs that have 1 or 2% yield. Well, that means you put in 100,000. At the end of the year, you get 2% on your money. 2%. Okay, so take a look at VOO. Yield. 1.15 for the year. 1% for the year. Now, explain to me why you think 1.15% is a good yield. Explain to me. I'm listening. Why do you think 1.15% for the whole year is a good thing? Now, I'm looking for 1% every single week. That comes to a 50% return over the year. VOO, 1.15. That was last year. What are they doing this year? Year-to-date total return, 15%. Okay, we are in the fourth quarter. 13, week 40, week 41. We're in week 41 of the year. There's 52 weeks in the year. We're in week 41. Okay, this thing is at 15% for the year. But last year, it was 1.15. No. To answer your question, no, I don't like VOO. The number's just horrible, in my humble opinion. But what the hell do I know? All right, anyway, next. 18-wheeler, Leco. We already looked at Leco. It was a no. Okay, that. And VX, Leco. We already did that one. VOO. We already did Veco. Sir, please look at ENVX. I already looked at that one. It's already a no. Best place to get the list. Tony, you ready? Google. Ready? Google. Go to Google, or you can go to Bing, or whatever search engine you use. Dividend Kings List 2025. Dividend Aristocrats List 2025. Dividend Champions List 2025. Okay, then do Warren Buffett's list. Okay, 5 lists. Dividend Kings, 5 decades. That's 50 years of profits. Dividend Aristocrats, 25 years of increased profits. Dividend Champions, 25 years of increased profits. Now, the rules are a little bit different between the champions and the aristocrats, but still a quarter of a century of increased profits. And then you got the contenders. Dividend Contenders List 2025. 300 companies that have increased their profits 10 years to 24 years. They didn't quite make it to 25. Didn't make that list yet. And then finally, for the 5th list, we're going to look at Warren Buffett's list because, hey, it's Warren Buffett's list. I trust you because you're old. Oh, my goodness. All right, we did let go. Thank you, Colt. ENVX 303 boys. You asked me 4 or 5 times. I asked you politely. Only asked the question once. I'm going to go through each one and see if I can answer as many questions as I can. But please don't ask the same question over and over and over again. 82% buy looks good. All righty. ENVX. Now you think ENVX. ENVX. Keep asking. And I already said no once. I don't even know why I'm doing this. Okay, ENVX. No dividends. No PE ratio. Negative 70 cents per share. Earnings per share, negative 70. Why are you liking this? Did you even check out these numbers? Seriously. Negative 70. No PE ratio. No dividend. It's currently at 13. All right, they got a target of 29. They're delusional, my humble opinion. What the hell do I know? All right, the number looks absolutely horrible. Sorry. Nate, IREN. What the hell is IREN, Nate? IREN. Somebody said they had a bunch of IREN yesterday. Limited. IREN Limited, 57 bucks. All right, who came up with IREN? IREN. Nate, did you even check out these numbers, Nate? Look at this. 57.75. All right. Hold that thought. Down a little bit. 1 year target estimate, 48. It's at 57, and they're expecting it to go to 48. And it has no dividends. No, hell no. What the hell are you thinking? Okay, did I tell you someone's going to ask about a company that's not profitable? If it's currently at 57 and they're looking at a target of 48, that's going backwards. That's a hell no right from the beginning. That's not even looking at the dividends. Let's go back to where we were. Thank you, 303 boys. You should write a book. Tony Silva, I've written 14. 14, whatever. I've written 14 books already. What's your take on AGNC? Now, AGNC, I used to trade it. I don't anymore. And here's the reason why I don't trade it anymore. It's a simple reason. You might agree. All right, take a look. Got nothing to do with the chart. It all has to do with the options because I'm looking for a consistent, safe return on my money on a weekly basis, which means I got to trade weekly options. Well, this weekly option, look at this. One strike out of the money is paying 6 cents, and then it's 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0. So it's like offering nothing. You have to be exactly right with the stock or you get nothing. So I don't do that one. SRFM, let's eat together. Frankie Lee! I have no idea what that is, Frankie Lee. SRFM. Okay, Frankie Lee, do you see this here? I'm not even going to address it, dude. Tommy, Waste Management. Tommy, October, November, January, March, April, June. Those are months of the year. Those are not weeks. I want weekly options only, Tony. Don't get me wrong. I used to trade Waste Management a lot until I found this strategy, and now it's only weeklies. Joel, AGNC, we already said no. Steve Summer, just enough to buy 100 shares of the stock. Yeah, you can get stocks all the way down to $2-3 that trade weekly. Oh, hell no. Furcho wants to take a look at SCHD. He's new. Because those of you that have been here for a while, you've seen me look at SCHD, and I always say the exact same thing. What the hell are you thinking? SCHD. All right. Furcho Cablo. Chablo? Furcho Chablo. Okay, so here it is. 27 bucks. Okay. SCHD has a yield of 3.79. Year to date, daily total return, 2.95. We are in week number, I think it's 41, 42, something like that. Week 41. So at 1% a week, you should be at least into the 40 percentages already. So your account should be up 40% at this moment in time. Should be. SCHD, 2.95%. The yield for the year, 3.79. And you think that's good. But hold on. If you order now, it actually gets worse. It does, really. Watch this. So now we're going to take a look at historical data. You can't hide from historical data. You can't. So let's do it. Historical data on SCHD. All right? Let's see just exactly why you like it so much. Okay? Now, I want two things. Consistency of profitability and then preservation of my capital. Those are the only two things I'm interested in. Okay? Because my bills come due all the time. Okay? I want to do historical prices, dividends only, and I want to look at as much dividends as they possibly have. So, dividends only. Okay, and then I want to look at all the dividends because I want to go back 20 years. That's what I want. So let's go back 20 years with SCHD. Hold on. This thing only goes back to 2011. That's only 14 years. Not quite 20, so no, I don't like it. But hold on. And actually, you were thinking, like, can it get any worse than 2 or 3%? Yeah, it can. Watch. 4 cents. 4, 6, 6, 8, 6. It went down. 7, 7, 8. Hold on. 8.3, 8.2, went down. 8.9, 8.4, it went down. 9.1, 9, it went down. 10, 9.9, it went down. 9, it went down. 0.81. Oh, look at this. It goes from 0.8 to 13 to 10, down again. 10, 11, 11, 11.4, 11.5, 8, down again. 13, 12, down again. 13, 11, down again. 14, 16. 15, down again. 14, down again. 18, 20, 16, down again. Do you see the pattern here? Okay, it goes down more than it goes up. And when it goes down, it offsets it going up. So rather than going higher and higher and higher, it goes up, then it goes down, then it goes back to where it was, and then it goes down, then it goes back to. What's the point with SCHD? They're not consistently profitable. There are over 10,000 different companies. Why are you picking that one? There's over 300 that are consistently profitable. So why SCHD? It's an honest question. Let's go back to here. Next. All right. Thank you there, Mr. Steve. Summers, thank you. Undertaker, thank you for your explanation. Undertaker, you're welcome. Fercho, how are you doing? Alex, I'm in Delta Airlines. Cool. UPS, cool. Coles, cool. AAL, American Airlines. All right. FCX, okay. Don't get disappointed in my UPS picks like that earlier chart. Now, Alex, don't get me wrong. Every single one of those you mentioned are on my list. Okay, so, did you pick up the ones that I did? I have no idea. Okay, but those are all the stocks that I do. So I wouldn't get upset with you because those are the exact same ones that I'm doing. Okay, Delta Airlines, UPS, Coles, American Airlines, FCX, and a few others. Hacked. Kilroy, back again, huh? How much do your positions do you put into each position? Let's say I have 400,000. Also, why that Alloca? What does Alloca mean? ALLOCA, Alloca. Does anybody know what that means? Okay, so Kilroy, if I had 400 grand, okay, you want to know what I would do. Well, number one, I'd only invest in an amount that I can manage comfortably. So I'm saying 400 grand, I'd say at least 8 positions. Now, 8 positions, you do 20, 20, 20, no, 25, get 25. 25, 25, 25. No, that's only so 50. It's at 50, 50, 50. I like to keep them even. So I'm doing 8 positions. Yeah, 50,000 each. That way it keeps it even. And if it was all cash, yeah, 50,000 each. Now, if it was margin, I do 70,000 each, and I'd leave a big fat cushion because when the stock market pulls back, you don't want to get stuck in a margin call. It's me, the deer from 88 NIF. Hello. Likeable. Hello. Anna. Hello. And Logan. Hello. All you guys there. All right. So that being said, let's go back to where we were. Vircho, you're welcome. Vircho, you're welcome. What was that? What was that? Which good ETF other than SCHD? All right. Keela, I don't do ETFs. If you take an ETF, right? Here's a good idea. Watch this. You're gonna like this. Well, hopefully you'll like it. Some people don't like it. SCHD. Okay, so this is SCHD, right? So I'm gonna go to this part right here. It says holdings. So I'm gonna take a look at what is SCHD holding. Okay, what stocks do they have in this ETF? And then I will take and I want to dissect it and I want to do the stocks by myself. Okay, what do we have? Ooh, AbbVie, nice company. Lockheed Martin, great company. ConocoPhillips, great. Cisco Systems, great. Home Depot, great. Verizon, Chevron, Altria, AMGN, Coca-Cola. All those are great companies. Now, they all have quarterly dividends. Every single one of them has a dividend quarterly. That means every 90 days they pay a dividend. Most of them, I can't say all of them off the top of my head, but most of them have weekly options. So if you can pick, let's say, AbbVie, Limited, you know what? Let's do something. I'm going to write them down, and we're actually going to look at some. Let's take a look at what these stocks are doing individually, by themselves, and do they make sense for us to do them individually as opposed to all in to one ETF? Because remember, an ETF, it has a little bit of everything. But all of these companies aren't all going up at the exact same time. Some are going up, some are coming down, some are going sideways. So, for instance, if AbbVie is going up, great, I want to jump in. I want to ride that wave. If Home Depot is tanking and going down, I don't want to be in it. Let it go. Let me jump into Chevron. Maybe that's going up. So let's take a look at each one of these right here and take them individually and see what they look like. First one on the list, AbbVie. This is a good idea. Who came up with this idea? Oh, Keela. Keela came up with this idea. All right, so AbbVie's first. ABBV. ABBV. AbbVie. Awesome. No. See what I mean? This is exactly what I mean. Here's the high. Here's the low. Here's where it was. Here's where it is. It's up, down, up, down, up. Now it's coming back down. That area right there says the gravy train has stopped. It's time to get out of that. So if I'm here at the 30-day bottom and I take that ride up, well, now it's the profit taking. Now she's coming down. So no to AbbVie for this week. Okay, what was next? Lockheed Martin. LMT. No again. Reason being, look at this. From 410 to 514. That's $100. $100 on a $400 stock is a 25% increase. No room to buy it now because it already made the move. Maybe here, maybe there, maybe there, with a little bit of a pullback. Up, little pullback, up, little pullback. Maybe. Because stock goes up, there's profit taking. Stock goes up, there's profit taking. Stock goes up, profit taking. Up, profit taking. Up, profit taking. Up, profit taking is right around the corner. So that's 2. No to Lockheed Martin. What's next? ConocoPhillips. Ooh, now this could be a yes. Look at this right there. At the high, the low, where was it? Where is it? Down, up, okay, 94.90. We're looking at the 96s. The 96s go for 77. Oh, come on. Next week. What's the 96s going for next week? 150. Great. We could do next week's 150 and get 1.5%. All right, well, great. Well, let's take a look. All right, a year ago, going to need the glasses for this. A year ago, the high of the year was 116.20. The bottom of the year, we got TDS. That's that, second week of April. The bottom of the year, 79.88. But look at this, the nice upward movement. That's nice. Up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down. If you thought stocks do anything other than up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down. Okay, someone's lying to you. That's all they do. They go up, they go down, they go up, they go down. Last 30 days. The reason why I want the last 30 days, it gives me a good idea of where it's going next. Now look at this, ConocoPhillips. Down, up, down, up, down, up. Look at 1, 2 days. Tomorrow would be perfect. The third day to the upside. Now, me personally, I like 2 days to the upside. 1, 2. On the third day, if it's higher than this right there, 94, 91, I jump in. That's the 95. The 95, 196. This 95 is going for 120. Well, let's do this one. That's this Friday. All right, well, let's do it. Let's get rid of this. Let's do the 95 for this week. Now, remember I told you, simple, safe, predictable, consistent. Now, when I say, all right, let's go here. Okay. When I say simple, it's one of the easiest strategies there is. The absolute easiest one is just to buy the stock. It's the easiest one, just buy the stock. But it's not a profitable because the stock has to move before you can sell it to make a profit. Well, I only know of a few that you don't have to do anything and you get your profit regardless what the stock does. Simple. Covered call. There are literally hundreds of videos explaining what a covered call is. Let me simplify it. I'm going to buy a stock at this price right here. I'm going to turn around and sell it for almost the exact same price right there. And what's called a covered call. So I'm going to buy it at a price. I'm going to sell it for almost the exact same price. And I'm going to collect this right here. This is what is called the premium. Now, premium sounds like a word that you've heard before because you have. If you have a car, you have a premium payment. You have a down payment and then you pay the premium every month for your insurance. On a home, well, you have the overall price and every month you usually pay the monthly premium. It's an insurance policy is what it is. If you had, now, it was originally created in the 1970s for rich people. Rich people, they buy all these stocks. Let's say I had IBM at $100. And I thought it was going to go down. I would buy a put at $100, and if that stock dropped, the put would increase in value, so I wouldn't lose any money, except for the amount of money you paid for the insurance, the premium. That's what I'm looking for. Now, the premium here, in this case, is $1.20. Well, the stock price is 95. Well, what's 1% of 95? 95. Isn't that weird? 1% of $95 is 95 cents. If you take 95 cents and you multiply it by 100, you have $95. Just the way it is. Okay? 1% is just moving the decimal point over one spot. That's it. 1% of 94.91 is 94 cents. So if the premium is 120, well, that's 26 cents more than the 1%. And 26 cents on 90 is not quite a third, but 1.25. So like 1.25%. Fine, it works for me. All right, great. So let's do the 95. All right, let's get this, change it. Remember I told you there are a lot of trading strategies? Look at this. Single, vertical, back ratio, calendar, diagonal, straddle, strangle, covered, synthetic, butterfly, condor, iron corner, blah, 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 blah. It's a whole bunch of them. Now, I'm only teaching you one. Only one, okay? I have to draw the line somewhere. I'm a nice guy, but I got to draw the line somewhere. Terribly sorry. Anyway, I'm not really sorry. It is what it is. You know, you get one for free. And the one that I'm giving you for free, I'm telling you everything you need to know. I'm not hiding anything. I'm telling you everything you need to know to do a covered call successfully week after week after week after week. Number one is pick a good company. Number two, never sell a loss. Number three, make sure the company's consistently profitable. Number four, weekly options only. Number five, make sure all the numbers work. Great, what are the numbers? Well, we already seen the chart. We agree with the chart. I'm buying it for this, I'm selling it for this, and this is what I'm making. That's more than 1%. That's all I need to know. Now, covered stock, there we go. Now I want to do the 95, there it is, and boom, it pops up right there. All I have to do is just decide how many I want to do. Well, to figure out how many you want to do, come on, you're all adults. You know if you got 100,000, well, maybe you can do 25. If you only have 10,000, well, maybe I can only do 2. It's not that difficult. You reach in your wallet and you say, oh, this is all I got. Well, yeah, I can do 3. Or I can do 35. Whatever. Don't make it more complicated than it needs to be. And I think I said that already. This was created for a 9-year-old. Adults, it's you people, have a tendency to make it more complicated than it needs to be. Now, one thing I really like about Thinkorswim, it sets everything up for me. Now, I'm only going to do 1 contract so you guys know what 1 costs. And then you just look in your wallet. All right, I have this much. All right, I can do 7. I can do 15. Whatever. All right. 1 contract. At the market to open. Now, the reason why I do market order as opposed to a limit order, let me explain it. It's relatively simple. Okay, we're Americans. You'll understand this like that. Okay, market order means I want it now. I don't care what it costs. That's a market order. I want it now. I don't care what it costs. Now, the reason I do market orders is because the stock and the option are already tied together. Remember what I said, simple, safe, predictable, consistent? Okay, predictable. I know exactly what I'm making before I even do it. See, if I buy the stock, I have to wait for it to move. Well, this here, I got to buy a good quality company as it's going up. I know exactly what I'm making before I even do it. Second, remember I said first, market order, I want it now, I don't care. Okay. Because when I do a market order, it fills instantaneously first thing in the morning. Market opens at 9:30. At 9:30:01, I have bought, I have sold my option. I have bought my stock, I sold my option before 9:31. I honestly don't care. The reason why I don't care is because number 1, the company's consistently profitable. That's number 1. Number 2, the stock is an upward trend after a 30-day bottom. 30-day top, people take their profits. Now we're at a 30-day bottom, it's turning around. That's all stocks do. They go up, they go down. They go up, they go down. That's all they do. They do not come to your house, take the dog for a walk. If you don't have a dog, fine. They're not going to wash your dishes. They're not going to take out the trash. They go up, they go down. That's it. That's all. Okay, so when it comes down, after a 30-day high, okay, after a 30-day high, it comes down, hits the bottom, turns around, goes back up again. Because that's what they do. All right, so let's read it. Go. Simple, safe, predictable. So safe. Okay, remember, simple, we already talked about that. Safe. It is so safe, the covered call. You can do your covered call trades in your IRA. There are a lot of trading strategies you cannot do in your IRA. So the federal government said, yeah, this is a safe strategy. You can do it in your IRA. Great. Simple, safe, predictable. I know exactly what I'm making. I know exactly what I'm spending. Now I'm going to show you how do you figure out what your rate of return is. We're going to get that. Remember rule 5? Make sure all the numbers work. Well, I know what I'm buying it for. I know what I'm selling. I know what my premium is. What I don't know is what's my rate of return. Let's get to that in a second. Okay, here's the order. Buy 1 covered call COP 100. That means it's a weekly. 10 October 25. That means this option trade is going to expire this coming Friday. 3:59 p.m. because at 4 o'clock, ding, 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 time's out. Too bad, so sad for you. Same thing. It is what it is. You come to a store and it says open 9 to 5. You come up 8:30. You ain't getting in. You come at 5:02. You ain't getting in. It's simple. You have until 3:59 p.m. 10 October 25. That's this coming Friday. So if I buy this tomorrow morning, whoever buys it from me has between now. Okay, anyway, the $95 call option against the stock at the market to open. Now, we already talked the reason why I was at the market, not limit. A limit order means this is what I want, and I'm not going to take any less, or I'm not going to pay any more. It means this is what I want. Okay, yeah, those people, those orders can stay on the, they can stay on the market maker's computer all day long. He's not required to fill it. It's like, this is what I want. Tough shit. It's just, it is what it is. You can ask, And a lot of people say, no, never buy at the market, always get a limit, always find out exactly what you want. No, sorry, with a covered call, when I'm buying the stock and selling the option at the exact same time. It's not I'm buying the stock and then later. No, 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 no. That's a different story. When I'm doing it at the exact same time, I want to do the option and the stock at the exact same time. This is what I'm making. This is what I'm paying. Let's get that calculator out to find out exactly what the profit is. Well, we know what the profit is. We just need to find out what the rate of return is. Okay, so if max profit 130.50, that's the max profit. You put into the calendar 130.50, and then we divide it by the investment. Now, I'm not saying spending it, because it's an investment. Okay, as long as the company, ConocoPhillips, well, they've been around for close to 100 years. I don't think they're going anywhere. Anyway, it's $9,370. Okay, so I'm not, the way I'm looking at it, you can look at it any way you want. This is the way I look at it. Ooh, what is that? Oh, damn it, I didn't get to see who sent it to me. The way I look at it is I'm creating weekly cash producing assets. I'm taking the money that I have, I'm parking it into my little vending machine called ConocoPhillips. And this little vending machine, which, by the way, I don't have to tend to at all, just a couple of minutes a day, just to see how it's doing. You know, make sure it's plugged in, make sure it's full, that kind of stuff. I'm paying X amount of dollars, and this is the kind of return I'm getting on a weekly basis. Weekly. It's not the exact same, because every week it's going to change. This week I'm getting 130. Well, next week it might be 145. It might be 95. It might be 85. As long as I'm bringing in something every single week, I really don't care. Annual? Okay, Ann sent that. Thank you, Ann. Let's find out the rate of return. So, $130 is the profit. The investment is $9,370. $9,370. Now that comes to a grand total of 1.39% for 4 days. Now Friday's already gone. Sorry. Yeah, Friday is gone. Monday's already gone. Okay, so we got 4 days left. So we just lost 20%. See, 5 days is 20, 40, 60, 80, 100. That's the whole week. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. 20, 20, 20, 20. That's 100% of the time value of the weekly option on Monday through Friday. What is that? Emmanuel. Thank you again. Thank you. So 1.39, I'm going to write that one down because I like ConocoPhillips. Anytime I come across a good, I already wrote it down. I already have it written down. Great minds think alike. Okay, so anyway, 1.39%, and that's just for ConocoPhillips. Let's go to the next one, because remember, we're going to do this one at a time. So the first couple were no. All right, this one is okay. Next. Okay, AbbVie was a no. Lockheed Martin was a no. ConocoPhillips was a yes. Cisco. Now, there's two different Ciscos. There's SYY and CSCO. Which one is this? Is this the weekly or the monthly? CSCO. All righty. Ooh, and that looks like a yes also. Take a look at that. That looks nice. Okay, here's the high, here's the low, here's where it was, here's where it is. Up, down, up, down. Now it's going up. 68.91. The 69 is going for 68, just barely 1%. Okay, well, let's check it out. A year ago was the low of the, actually, we have a double bottom. 52.25. Check that out. A year ago, 52.25, and in April, 62.20. 52. Sorry, 52. 52.25. 52.25. Up, down, up. What's this right there? That's the high. What is it? What is it? What is it? I asked you 3 fucking times. Here it is. Here it is. Here it is. I told you 3 fucking times. Okay. The high is 72.55. Up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up. Okay, that's all they do. Up, down, up, down. So it's actually in an upward trend at the moment. 68.91. We're going to look at the 69. Let's get rid of this. Back to covered right there, and the 69 right there, and one contract at the market. Here we go. And here's Johnny by one covered call, Cisco 169. Call at the money, blah, blah, blah. $85 the profit, 68 bucks, 6,800 is the investment. So let's take out the rate of return. Okay, everything I just did was something we already did, so I don't really need to point everything out. Max profit, 85. Cost of trade, including commissions and fees, 68. Well, let's see what kind of rate of return that is. So ConocoPhillips was 1.4, wasn't it? 1.7. COP 1.7. So this one is Cisco. CSCO. Okay. Calculator. 85 divided by is 68.15. Grand total of 1.25. That's 1.25. Whoops. 1.25. Okay, great. So far we got 2 of them off of that list. What else do we got? Home Depot. Okay. So no, no, yes, yes. Home Depot is next. So let's check out Home Depot. So I'm just going to go back to the beginning. Home Depot. Here we go. Home Depot. No. That wasn't that quick. Remember, I told you it takes me 3 to 4 seconds to size up a chart. Okay? High, low. Where was it? Where is it? Up, down, up, down. So it's in a downward turn at the moment. However, I love Home Depot. I do. So what am I going to do? I'm not going to disregard it. What I'm going to do is I'm going to put it down for next week. Because tomorrow's Tuesday. If tomorrow's a 1 day higher, I like 2 days to the upside, and then on the 3rd day, I'll jump in. So if tomorrow she's higher, that's only 1 day. Wednesday, it would be 2. Thursday, it would be 3. Which means I'll be jumping in on Friday. Well, let's just put it off to next week. Home Depot, next week. That's kind of funny, because I have lows down for next week. They go hand in hand. All right, so no to Home Depot for this week. Verizon, wasn't that quick? Check that out. VZ. Verizon. No. Wasn't that quick? Look at this. High, low. Where was it? Where is it? Down, up, down, sideways, down. So no. I'm going to put this on the list for next week also, because look at this right here. Okay? Here's your 30-day high. Here's your 30-day bottom. So as soon as it finds the bottom, look at this right here. Seasonality has it coming up in the 4th quarter. As soon as we find the bottom, that's going to turn around and go up. So Verizon next week. Next. All right, so what do we have? No, no, yes, yes. Next week, CVX. Chevron. Let's check on Chevron. CVX. Ooh. I got an ooh. You see that one? Ooh. All right, so high, low, where was it? Where is it? Up, down, up, down, up, down, up. Look at this going right there. High right there, drop the bottoms right there. Now she's going back up again. Let's zoom in to see if that's exactly what's happening. Last 30 days, and there we go. Okay, 30-day high, 30-day low, down, up, down, up, down. Look what's going here, going up. Not quite what I'm looking for. Okay, the bottom's right here, which was Friday. Today is only 1 day to the upside. Well, I like 2 days to the upside, and then on the 3rd day, I'll jump in. That's me. But for the fun of it, for those of you that are more adventurous than me, those who want to try find the bottom, this is a possibility. So let's check out the 154s. Get rid of this. No 154s, but they got a 155. They got 152. I'm terribly sorry, but those numbers don't look good. Because if I'm buying it at 154, okay, and I'm selling it at 155, I'm losing $1. So I'm walking away 8 cents. No, sorry, the numbers just don't work for this one. No, don't get me wrong. I love Chevron, I do. But the numbers just don't work. See, if I'm buying at 154, they have a 152 and a 155. Okay, so if I'm selling it at 152, I'm losing $1.50. Well, it's paying $2.44. So you take $1.50 off of that. What am I making? 90 something cents? Yeah, no, thank you. So yeah, sorry, numbers don't work for Chevron. Not this week anyway. They might work next week or the week after, but not this week. Now that's new. What the hell is that? This instrument is available to buy or sell 24/7. What is that? XTO, extended trading orders. Okay, all right, so Chevron is. Oh, so we can trade Chevron 24 hours a day. That's what this is right here. So we have extended trading hours for Chevron. But anyway, Chevron's a no this week. Next, Altria. Let's check that one out. I like Altria. No, not this week. Okay. Up, down, up, down. It's in the middle of a downturn. It's going to come somewhere around here before she turns around again. So we're going to put Altria down for next week. What's next? AMGN. AMGN. This is Amgen? Yeah. Ooh, unfortunately, look at that. We missed it. We missed it by 1 week. It was right here. Look, we missed that. So not this week. So that looks like 2 weeks from today. Not next week, 2 weeks from today. So we'll put Amgen 2 weeks from today. Next, Coca-Cola. Just to let you know, I've been trading for over 30 years, and I think I bought Coca-Cola maybe twice. The reason being, 66, the 66 is going for 61. Never, it's like once or twice did it only give me 1% or more. So no to Coca-Cola only because I know that. Now, we just took a look at, not all of them, on SCHD. So SCHD has no, yes, next week, next week, no. I think it was no, and no, because the numbers weren't that good. But that's SCHD. Now, on its own, I don't like it because the numbers don't work. But if you take it and you individualize what it's holding, you can do the same thing with almost anything. SCHD, VOO, HDMY, whatever the hell that is. But no, as in of itself, no, I don't like SCHD. SCHD. Interesting. All right, anyway, next. What do we want next? Allocation Kilroy. Ran out of characters. Oh, okay. Frankie Lee. What happened? It just disappeared. Anytime I touch the screens, they disappear. All right, thank you. User. Just starting. Have a position in Verizon. Is this a prime stock to sell covered calls? Yeah, Verizon's an excellent stock. Kilroy, got it. Thank you. You're welcome. Bitcoin, the man. Do you trade on Asian session? I'm going to say I don't know what that is, so it's probably a safe bet for me to say no. How about advanced micro devices? AMD. Oh, come on. Didn't we just talk about this? So, Connor Scott, you're new here, okay? Because I asked very nicely, do not show me this crap right here. Because there's absolutely nothing we can do about it. You're showing me something after the fact. Because I do not have a time machine, so I can't go take advantage of that. Okay, that big, huge gap up, all this extra volume. Yeah, this thing's going to drop like a rock eventually. What about DPST ETF, regional bank leverage? It pays dividends also, but I haven't looked at them. DPST, I don't even know what that is. DPST. Oh, Interesting. You see that right there? That's cool. Direct seal, daily, regional banks, bull shares. I'll give you one of those. All right, so let's go take a look at the dividends on this thing. DPST, DPST. It probably doesn't even have any dividends. And even if it does, it probably doesn't have that many of them. So let's find out. All righty. What do they have? Oh, check this out. They've got Goldman Sachs, Citizens Financial, Popular Inc., Truist Financial, Cadence, M&T Bank, First Horizon, and Valley National. All right. Not what I want to see. I want to see the historical data. I want to see how profitable is this. If I'm going to invest my money here, how profitable are they? They're $103 a share. So let's find out what the dividends look like. Is this thing consistently profitable? Okay. Dividends only. Maximum amount. You're kidding me, right? 2017 is only 8 years old. 8. I'm looking for 2 decades. That's 20 years. Okay? It's easy for a company to do 3 to 5. Most companies don't make it past 3 to 5. 10 years, okay, maybe. But this only has 8. Oh, let's look at the numbers, just for the fun of it. 206, 236. That's good. 206. That's not good going backwards. 336. Okay. 346. Okay. 364 going backwards. 298 going backwards. 404. Not 350. Backwards. 294 backwards. 82. What are you shitting me? It went from $4.46 down to 82 cents a couple of years later. And you think that's good? Seriously? Do you even see? I knew this was going to happen. It happens every single night. Somebody likes something so much that they are blind to see the actual fact. I like that. Actual factual numbers. Here's the dividends. You can go take a look at the last 20 years, or actually 8, because it's only 8 years old. Take a look at the last 8 years of profits, and you will notice 206, 236, 206. It's going down, up, up, down, down, up, down, 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 so on and so forth. This is the reason why I only like companies that are consistently profitable. Check this out. GPC. You're going to like this one. This is what it should look like. Okay? Genuine Parts Corporation. Let's go all the way. Whoops. No. Maximum. Okay, this is only going back to 1980. However, GPC, Genuine Parts Corporation, are you ready for this? 7 decades of profitability. 7 decades. 7 decades of profits. Let's check out the numbers. All right, we don't need 99, 98, 97, 96. Here we go, 2005. That's 20 years ago. Okay, you ready? Go along with me once a year. 2005, 31, 30, 2006, 33, 36, 39, 40, 41, 45, 49, 53, 57, 61, 65, 67, 72, 76, 79, 81, 89, 95, $1, 103. Did you notice every single one was higher and higher and higher and higher? That is consistency of profitability. There's over 300 companies that are consistently profitable. So why the hell would you be investing in something that's not consistently profitable? Anyway, next. Holy cow, it's 10 o'clock already. All right, Christopher, oh boy. Okay, Scuba selling puts, cash secured puts. I'm not going to show you them. I know how to do them. Okay, I know how profitable they can be or cannot be. Tees to green, BBAI. What the hell is that? Seriously. BBAI. Okay, see, who came up with this one? Okay, tees to green. Now, I say this all the time. I really do. When I say I want 2 decades, that's 20 years, 2 decades of consistent profitability. So explain to me, if you will, if this stock is less than $1 last year, less than $1 last year, how can it possibly have 20 years of consistent profitability? Interesting question. Christopher, how you doing? Peter, how you doing? Johnny B, what's going on? I am okay. All righty. Bishop, how you doing? Nazi, how are you doing? Trade Guff. Okay. Thank you there, Trade Guff. Peter, your Wi-Fi is messing up. Thank you there, Peter. Alex, this open is frozen. Don't know what to tell you there. Sir, you are frozen. Terribly sorry. You are stuck. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Let me do this. Are you ready? Okay, let's do this. Let's do this right here. And now we're going to restart. Live. We're just restarting it. That's okay. Whoops. There we go. Mirror the camera. I wish they had that on YouTube. All right, there we go. All right, so we restarted that one. That should go back up. Alex, there you go. Andy, Dave, Andy. All right. There we are. There we go. Okay, so back over to this side. Logan, how are you doing? It's me, the deer from, 99F. Okay, right. Crypto. No, I don't do crypto. Good evening, James. Good evening. What do you know? All right, let's get the chair out so we can get a little bit comfortable and can answer some of these questions. Quick pass. Jojo Ho, what's going on? Andy, how are you doing? Okay, what do we got here? Stonks. Not going to do crypto. I only have XRP and a 401k. All right, Have Saint, got it. Solana, okay. We don't need no stinking rules. I'm going to agree with you. Have a good day, David. All right, thank you. Invest in real estate. Thank you, TY. Hey, guys. Thank you, Dylan. You like REITs? There are a couple that I like. Explore the web. REIT has no options. Some of them do, some of them don't. What about Doge? Doge, again, that is a cryptocurrency, all right? Please show us how to buy a covered call. All right, quick pass, options trade, absolutely. Dave, I'm going to show you in a little bit. I'm just answering some questions. Okay, I'm going to answer a few questions. We're going to take a look at a few more. Val Russell Jr., Energy Transfer, ET. I used to trade it. I don't anymore, and here's the reason why. All right? Are you ready for this, Val? Why didn't that change? There. Enter. That's why. This is why I don't do it anymore. The premiums are horrible. Okay, you see this? 0, 0, 0, 0, 0. So if you're wrong, there's a couple of companies just like this. If you are wrong, which, stocks go up, stocks go down. Okay, I ended up selling a 650 call this Friday. Alex, I don't know which one you're talking about. If you give me the stock symbol and give me a little bit more information, I'll take a look at it for you. But Look at this, ET. It's dropping like a rock. Let me zoom into that so you can get a better look at it. What do you think? If you really like it, wait a couple of days. It will turn around. Sometimes you need to cut your losses. Thank you. I agree with you. However, I ain't doing it. Okay? Look up. I'm hearing Saul Goodman. What the hell? I have no idea who Saul Goodman is. I mean, you're not the first one to say that. Better call Saul. Well, great. Who the hell is he? I have no idea. I bought calls before the open. Was that today? And you sold the 1697? And you sold the 1650s. All right, well, coals. Well, I bought some coals this morning too. Interesting. Yeah, lovely. All right, so coals is down. Anyway, is what it is. All right, so you bought it this morning. Okay, you paid $16.97. And you sold the 1650s. Great. What did you collect? Okay, you bought $16.97. You sold the 1650, so you're losing 40 cents right off the top. What did you collect as a premium this morning? Okay, Alex, I'm talking to you. Come on. You told me you paid $16.97 for the stock. You got 56 cents. Yeah, dude, you're losing money on that one. What the hell were you thinking? Okay, you bought it at $16.97. You sold the 1650s, which means your profit is $17.06. That's what you're selling for, $17.06. So you're making 9 cents on that trade. Okay, well, just for the fun of it, try to roll it into next week. It's simple to do. Go, Coles right there. Okay, first thing you want to do, Alex, you ready? Take the cursor and put it right on top of Coles. Okay, right click, create rolling order right there. Okay, create rolling order right there. And then you pick which one you want to do. There it is right there. What's going to happen is this is going to pop up right down here. All right. So what's going to happen? 10 October. I'm going to buy back 10 October. And then I'm going to sell 17 October. I'm not going to change the strike price. Leave the strike price alone. When you do that, look what it's offering. 31 cents per share. Now, 31 cents per share on a $17 position is just a little bit less than 2%. So if you roll it into next week, you can pick up a little bit more premium. Don't change the strike price. Okay? And just roll it into the next week. You know what? I'm going to roll this one right now because I'll take 31. Doesn't bother me a bit. All right, so as you can see, all right, I'm going to buy back 10 October 25, which expires this Friday, the $17 call option, and I'm going to sell next week's 17. This is what's called rolling forward. Picking up 31 cents a share, I'm going to drop it down to 30, and I'm going to do a good till cancel order, which means it's going to stay right up until it expires. All right, so there you go. Easy breezy. Now, Alex, if you have an issue, remember, you've been here long enough, you know that this is being recorded. So you can go back after we're done and watch how I did that one step at a time. ICT, no options. Okay. Have you heard of NVIDIA? New startup company, I think. No, it ain't. And hell no. Have you checked the numbers on NVIDIA? Seriously. It's like a $200 stock. The dividend is 1 penny. The book value is under $4, and the revenue per share is around $6. Why the hell would I pay $200 for a $4 stock? Let's just say NVIDIA's a no. Thank you, Dylan. Hey, Mr. James, I want to be a trender. Okay, I have no idea what a trender is, but okay. You got that, Alex? If you want, Alex, drop me a number. I'll give you a buzz. This guy just kind of rants. I'm not quite sure what the hell you want me to hear. Okay, Arbel, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, ingenious. Wiggles, make a crypto coin I can buy. Well, believe it or not, I'm actually going to make my own cryptocurrency. Now, I don't buy and sell crypto. I don't. Okay, but I understand what's happening in the backgrounds where the federal government already instituted the federal dollar, the federal digital dollar. And we're being transferred over from the current dollar to a digital dollar. So now a lot of you don't remember this, okay, but some of you do. Okay. Back when I was growing up in the 60s and 70s, you had two choices, cash or check. That was it. Cash or check. That was the only thing you had. Then it was cash, check, or charge. Okay, then it was check, cash, check, or charge. Well, which charge card? American Express, Visa, then Discover, and then over the years, you slowly got more and more opportunities to pay your bills. Okay, now it's cash, check, charge, PayPal, Zelle, Cash App, crypto. So we're being swayed from where we were to someplace new. So yeah, I am going to create my own digital coin, and it's going to be asset based. So there's actually going to be something behind it. All right, let's keep on going. Mike Sweeney, when you roll like that, do you collect any premiums for the previous week that you bought? Okay, Mike, you got the terminology incorrect. Okay, anytime you do a covered call, you got to separate all the moving parts. Okay, now when I say all the moving parts, moving part number one is the stock itself. Okay, moving part number two is the strike price of the stock in which you're selling against, because then we sell the option against the stock we just bought. Okay, and then you collect the premium. So the stock, option, premium. Now, when that one expires and you roll it into a new week, that is a total separate entity. So the money you made last week, that's last week. Well, this week, I'm buying it back and I'm selling next week. So I'm not negating what I already made. I've already made that. So now I buy back that, and the one that I sell pays for me to buy back that one. So I'm not money out of my own pocket. That's money out of the next premium. And if the next premium is high enough to buy, sell, and give me another 1 or 2%, hell yeah, I'm going to do it. But it's all separated. So what I collected last week, what I collect this week is going to be different than what I collect next week. The numbers don't discount each other, but I see what you're thinking, and it kind of makes sense, but it doesn't work that way. So when you look at it, filled orders. All right. All right. Here's a perfect example. Are you ready, Mike? All right. 40 contracts, Intel, the 17. Oh, I shouldn't do that one. I should do Kohl's. Nope, that's a covered call. All right. So this one here, I bought back the 10s. I sold the 17s. I changed the strike price. I paid this much. I collected this much. I walked away with that much. Okay, it's always by the numbers. 1, 2, 3, A, B, C. It's got to make sense and it's got to be profitable. If not, then no thanks. All right. What do we have next? Andrew Tate, yet again. Now, see, I know it's not the real Andrew Tate, because Andrew Tate wouldn't ask that question. Alex, now am part of your grandkids. Send me those money. Yeah, that ain't going to work. Joe M. Portfolio, please, I want to be a trender. I have no idea what a trender is. Let me prove it. Okay, whatever. Net buyer and seller this week. Got it. This guy's just wasting your time. Continue educating us. Thank you, Lena. What's the minimum start trading with? Now, my grandson started with $50. Your graph is backwards. So the words on your t-shirt, flip the phone. See, Mark, I love it when people tell me what I'm doing wrong, because when I flip the phone, Mark, Oops, here we go. You ready? I flipped the phone, Mark. That's what you're getting. Is that what you really want to see? So what you want me to do is you want me to mirror the image. YouTube does not have an opportunity to mirror the image. Okay? TWLO looks good, but no dividend. Very good growth, $1.25 billion. All right, Dylan, you've been here long enough, brother. I'm not even going to bother looking at that one. Do I trade USDT? I mean, the US digital dollar? No. I don't think he does. Hell yeah, brother. Thank you, Bear in the Foxhole. It's the greatest ETF. I have no idea which one you're talking about. What's your opinion on Gary, the UK trader that's going political now? I have no idea. Why would I pay attention to what's happening over in the UK? Northrop Grumman for a good buy. Okay, Robert, you got to give me the ticker symbol. What do you think of ticker symbol B? What the hell is B? Isn't that weird? He wants to know what I think of B. All right, B. Hell no. Now, didn't we just talk about a little while ago, don't show me something that's the high of the year? It looks fairly safe. Revenue is growing. It is at a fair price. Okay. Look, let me ask you a question here. Hold on a second. Let's just pause this for a bit. Okay. So you think Barrick is good. Okay. 30 days ago, we're at 29. Goes from 29 to 36. That's a $7 increase. A $7 increase on a $29 stock is just a tad bit below 24%. Okay? That's a 24% increase. It comes down a little bit and goes sideways. Why do you think that's good? Hold on. Let's go to Yahoo Finance and find out how often Barrick has increased its profits to its shareholders. Okay, if it's that good of a company, it should at least have 20 years or more. Thank you there, Mr. Mike. Yes, what's going on? Kilroy, can we look at DPST? We already looked at it earlier. Okay, Kilroy, no. Matt Scott, how you doing? Cheese, how are you doing? Barrick, it's a mining corporation. Well, they've been around for a while. 1999, 2000, 2001, 2003, 2005. Well, there's 2005. Okay, so B, 2005, we're at 11. 2006, we're at 11. Didn't increase at all. Okay, 2007, we're at 15. 2008, we're at 20. Hold on a second. Hold on. If 2008, we're at 20. 2009, we're at 20. 2010, we're at 12. Hold on a second. If the profits are 20, then the profits go down to 12, and you think that's good? Hold on. I've never looked at this before, so I really don't know. So it goes from 20 to 12. So 2010, we're at 12. 2011, we're at 12. No increase at all. 2012, we're at 15. Then we're 2013, we're back to 20. Then 2013, we go from 20 to 5. That is a 75. I'm going to say it again slowly. That is a 75% decrease in profits. Explain to me why you think that's good? Seriously. If it goes from 20 to 5, that's a 75% decrease. Okay? Hold on. It gets worse. It does. I just noticed it. So 2013, we're at 20. 2014, we're at 5, a 75% decrease. 2015, we're still at 5. And then 2016, we're at 2. 2 goes from 5 to 2. How can you possibly say that's good? All right, so 2015, we're at 5. 2015, we're at 2. 2016, we're at 2. 2017, we're at 3. 2018, we're at 3. 2019, we're at 5. Then we go to 7. Then we go to 8, 9, 23. Then it goes to 10. Then it goes to 20. Then it goes to 15. Then it goes to 10. I'm going to say hell no before I keep on going. I have no idea who came up with this one, saying this is a good one. Okay, Patrick, we already looked at Verizon. We did. Verizon was going to be not this week, but maybe next week for Verizon. AT&T, let's take a look at AT&T. Ooh, well, that's going to be a big fat no. Do you see that? Look at that. The high was a couple of weeks ago, and then it just drops like a rock. Because the high's at 20, almost 30, and it drops down to 25.87. No to AT&T. Dylan, dividends might not be the best. I heard UPS can't pay their dividends because they just don't make more than their dividend. Okay, there's nothing wrong with that whatsoever. Now, don't get me wrong. If UPS is going to decrease their dividends, then it's going to toss them off whatever list they're on. It is what it is. Hey, Patrick, thank you. Thank you, first time here. Justin, thank you. What should I do about this? See, Dylan, you really got to get rid of guys like this. What should I do about the bunion on my toe? What the hell are you doing here? Go away. Thank you, Bear in the Foxhole. Yes, keep asking about memes. Too funny. What's the best app to begin trading right now? No, for me personally, I'd say the easiest one would be Robinhood. Okay, I'm going to go back to TikTok because I get better questions from there. Banker Gnome. Thank you there, Banker Gnome. Pike 212, how are you doing? Sweet Den, what are you doing over here, dude? You're usually in the other channel. Your shirt is fine. TikTok looks great from this broadcast. Yeah, TikTok is fine. It's YouTube. It's like they're backwards. Alex, yes, Jamie is great by far. One of the best teachers. Thank you there, Mr. Alex. Blue. Large short-term expansion. Wouldn't you agree would devaluate the stock in a long term? Now, Blue, when you're saying long term, okay, what do you mean by long term? Because to me, long term is 30 days. Okay, some people long term is 50 years. Steve Martinez, MPW, I like that one. Cat W, how are you doing, Cat W? Vela, where is this recorded? Okay, this is being recorded on YouTube. Okay, the 10-minute, actually, you are on the 10-minute trader on TikTok. So you just go to the top left and you follow the 10-minute trader and you go to YouTube, the 10-minute trader on YouTube. Is KView a yes yet? AMD. All right, Patrick, we already looked at AMD, Bear in the Foxhole, Intel. Now, we looked at Intel this morning. It did something rather interesting, INTC. See that big, huge jump for Intel? Okay. The high was today on Intel. So she's going to start coming down after. Look at that big gap. Big gap up, makes a high today. Now it looks like she's coming back down for Intel. Steve Martinez, MPW. Believe it or not, I have some MPW. That's a REIT. For those of you who don't know, MPW is a REIT, and I do have some. Okay? But it looks like we had our high just a couple of days ago. Yeah, Friday. Okay, look, 30 days ago we're at 440. And then we jumped up to 580. So from 440 to 580, that's a $1.40 move. Now, I know a $1.40 move doesn't sound like a lot, but that's more than 25% on a $4.40 stock. So it jumps up in 30 days, 25%. On Friday is the high. So today is the first day of profit taking. I have SCHD. I feel bad for you, Patrick. We just went over SCHD about 15, 20 minutes ago. Divi Elf Snoozer. Oh, Divi ETF Snoozer. All right, sorry, dude, can't help you out with that one. The Internet Weirdo. I'm curious. Do you think a multi-ass... Uh-oh, I missed that question. It just disappeared. Stocks like Hood are asking... All right, see, there's too many questions coming on YouTube. I can't answer. I can't read that fast. Sorry. Flo, is a monthly? He'll say no. Probably. Patrick, MAGA. Is MAGA even a stock symbol? MAGA. Is it? It is. Holy cow. Point Bridge America First ETF. Unfortunately, I don't do monthlies. This is a monthly. Sorry, I just don't do it. Sorry. OMAH. What is that one? OMAH. Hell no. No options. BDX. What the heck is BDX? BDX. Hell no. It's a monthly. XRP. Anthony, weren't you paying attention? I don't do cryptocurrency. What do we have over here? NFE. What the heck is NFE? Steve Martinez. NFE. NFE. Interesting. Okay. New Fortress Energy. I never even heard of it. So let's go over to Yahoo Finance and put NFE into the historical information. So $2.40. I'm going to say hell no. Okay, number one, it's only 5 years old, and look at the dividend. 1 penny, 1 penny, 1 penny, 1 penny, 1 penny. Yeah, no thank you. Sorry, who came up with that one? So you buy the old premium using the money from the new premium as long as the new premium gives me enough to pay for the first one and give me enough on the second one to make it more than the 1%. So I'm paying for one and I'm getting more. All right, so you're right, Mike Sweeney, you're right. Opinion on Target. Ooh, I missed that. Okay. Go to Yahoo Finance to fact check. Thank you, Shades. Wow, I missed all these questions. All right, so I got most of the questions over here. Okay, I'm covering the bills of the first 5. Jamie Andrews, Danny Mills, what's going on? 22 Ashu, oh, Pike. Okay, Sweet Dan, you like SoFi too. What's your analysis of gold ETF? Sweetwater, gold ETF. Well, here's the thing. My opinion on gold is a dust collector. Thoughts on Wendy's. Wendy's is a monthly. It's going to be no. What's your analysis on gold ETF? I don't do gold because you can't get cash flow from gold. You can't. It sits there. It's a great storage of energy, of value. Just like this cup is a great storage for coffee or tea or whatever. But I'm not getting any cash flow from it. And Ben, Wendy's is a monthly, so no. JOKLO, we already said no to that one. Donnie White, what's going on? Sweet Den. Paul Shook, how you doing? Alex, good evening. Alex, good evening. AMD, we already looked at that one. ASTS. Okay, whatever. David, start out paper trading. I'm going to agree with Joe. Thank you there, Mr. Joe. Fidelity does not allow for spreads in an IRA, but Webull does. Well, there's a lot of companies that don't allow spreads in an IRA. AMD was a move, Jeff. Okay, wait a minute. SPRB, what the hell is that? SPRB. Why are we looking at SPR? I have no idea who it even is. SPRB. Hell no. Maverick Strider, how are you doing today? What software are you using? Okay, Visser. This is not software. This is a trading platform, and it's called Think or Swim. Donnie White, what about Texas Instruments? I actually have some Texas Instruments, TXN. Okay, and that's what it looks like, TXN. Look what I did today. I have no idea what that means. All right, so here's my high, here's my low, here's where it was, here's where it is. Down, sideways, down, blah, 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 blah. And here we are right there, 181. The 182 is going for 241. That works. Here's the seasonality just going sideways. So let's take a look at it. Bro, read my comment. Uh-oh, I got somebody's got a little bit of unhappiness. Money you Mitch. Okay, Money you Mitch, what did you have to say? Are there any stocks you are looking to swing tomorrow? Nope. There's your answer. Are there any stocks you're looking forward tomorrow? Nope. What did today? SBR went up 1,400% today alone. Crazy. Yep, but that's not predictable. That's not consistent. What about Tesla? Tesla doesn't have any dividends. Okay, so no to Tesla probably till the beginning of the year before we actually create. Not so, stock dude. Okay. Is this Disney stock? No. Why cannot use bot trading? All right, Peter, thank you for that. All right, what do we have here? All righty. Nicholas, what was the one you were describing? I didn't hear it. Uh-oh. Don't know. Garu, how are you doing? Cincinnati, what's going on? M, good evening. Turbo Cloud. All right, not so. Okay. Greetings from Nigeria. Greetings to you too. NDA. All right. All right. Kevin wants to take a look at Coke. C-O-K-E. C-O-K-E. All right. Kevin, no. I don't do monthlies. Do you see this right here? October, November, December, March? Yeah, no. Sorry. UWMC. What the hell is that? UWMC. Okay. Okay, let's go take a look at what kind of dividends UWMC has. UWMC. Let's kind of curious. Blacked and raw. What key features of a stock makes you interested in further investigation? Ooh, you're relatively new here, because what I'm looking for specifically, consistency of profitability. That means the company's got to be profitable for at least 2 decades. That's 20 years. And weekly options. That's it, just 2. Why options instead of futures? That's a good question. Why options instead of futures? Well, options are against stocks that have a consistency of movement. They do the same things over and over again. Where futures are directly related upon the weather. It's like you're not going to get any tomatoes in December because it's cold out. You're not going to get any eggs in August because it's too hot out. So there's a lot of information directly related to futures that aren't so with stocks. So I'll give you, for instance, Consolidated Edison has been producing electricity for the past 200 years. And they've consistently been profitable and been increasing their profits. What future can you tell me that is consistent? And honestly, you can easily dictate the company's stock volatility over time and eventually always make a profit from your option trade, although sometimes it can fool you for sure. Okay. Mumu does options, simulations too. Dylan, you're right, it does. William, XRP is not a stock. Okay. So UWMC, Okay, I got a little bit of a problem here with UWMC. Considering, who came up with UWMC? May 9th, 2021 is the very first dividend. That means this thing's 4 years old. Okay, look at the dividend. 10 cents, 10 cents, 10 cents, 10 cents, 10 cents. No increase whatsoever. Hell no. Sorry, that's pretty simple. No profits, no thank you. Authorpe, I'm new here, okay. Are there any stocks you're looking to swing tomorrow? Okay, money, you've said that like 5 times. Are there any stocks? That's 6 times. You asked me the exact same question. Dude, the answer is not going to change. Okay, I don't swing trade. Are there any stocks you're looking at into tomorrow? No, I did. I bought all my stuff this morning. Thoughts on HCA? Never heard of it. HCA. HCA Healthcare Inc. 430. Okay, who came up with this one? HCA. All right. Whoever came out, Caden Alsop. All right, Caden, you're relatively new here. I asked very politely 2 things. Number 1, do not show me anything that's at the high of the year. It's just a freaking no. No. Why am I buying it at the high of the year? What's my incentive? There's no profit. The profit was right here when it was at 390. Then it jumped up. All right. Number 2, October, November, December, January, March. That is a monthly option. Hell no. No and no. All right, let's keep on. Poor TikTok. Shenny, how are you? GV Veach, how much do you suggest to start with? It's a hard question. I always tell people don't start with any cash. Use paper trading first. Get good at it. And then do what you think is best for you. What is the future of tokenized stocks? It would depend on how they're tokenized. Okay, are they tokenized with a cryptocurrency that which you can use in order to be able to use as currency? Or what kind of tokenization are you talking about? Siemens AG, Philip Johnson AG. Hell no, weren't you just listening? Don't show me something that's at the high of the year. No, don't do that. Shade C, how are you today? CK, how are you? Russell. Oh, Val Russell Jr., come on. I have no idea what that means. Why are racking? Why you are racking? Why are you racking? I have no idea what that means. Which platform are you researching on? Oh, well, this here is platform called Think or Swim. Now, where I check all the financial information, that would be on Yahoo Finance. You can use any financial site you want. I just like Yahoo Finance. How long until the AI bubble pops? No idea. I don't do AI because it's not 20 years old. How much do you suggest start with? Everyone's different. I've noticed it dropping, but I invested 5 years ago. Okay, HCA, we looked at that one. Any suggestions on BMNR? We looked at that one yesterday. It was a no yesterday. What makes you think it's going to be a yes today? Saul Goodman is a fictional character and Breaking Bad. Oh, wait a minute. Is that the black guy with the very short hair? Or is that the main character? I don't know. ULTY. El Pablo, how are you today? ULTY. ULTY. See, I have a very uncomfortableness of doing the same stocks over and over and over again. Okay, we're waiting for ULTY. Here it is right here. Okay. So ULTY is not even 2 years old. March 14th, 2024 is the very first dividend for ULTY. Now, El Pablo, I'll tell you why I don't like it. I want consistency of profitability, which means the profits of the company should be higher and higher and higher and higher and higher and higher. It should never go backwards. That's my personal opinion. Okay, you can invest whatever you want, but ULTY is not even 2 years old. The first dividend, 106, 141, 127, that's backwards. 113, backwards even more. 199, backwards even more. 78, backwards even more. Okay, so the first dividend 106, second one 140, then it just went down. Why the hell? Did you even look at the numbers? The company is not profitable, not consistently anyway. 106, 141, 127, 113, 199, 78, 98, 82. Okay, the numbers should go higher and higher and higher, not up, down, up, down, up, down. Why are you racking? BMNR. Dude, we looked at it last night. We looked at it today. It was a no last night, and it's a no today. Shenny, broker site. That would be Charles Schwab. What is it that you do? Dima the Great, how are you today? Dima the Great, I'm retired, so I don't do a whole heck of a lot of anything. Okay, I do play with solar electric boats, and I do teach people how to invest in the stock market. That's about all I do. Giant Scoop, Tony Hawk, yep. Bitcoin Babby, what are you doing? Thank you there, Bitcoin Babby. Shade, go to Yahoo Finance to fact check. Well, that's what I always do. Okay, BBAI, we already looked at. Circles a hell no. Do you have a good list of stocks that qualify for you? GW Veach, Dividend Kings, Dividend Aristocrats, Dividend Champions, Dividend Contenders, and Warren Buffett's list. That will give you about 300 different good quality companies. Circles a no, BBAI, we looked at it earlier, no. 5,000 in Robinhood, how can I turn it into 10,000 by 1031? I'm not going to answer that question, only because the first answer that came to my mind was probably something I shouldn't say. Sorry, J House. Dylan, with that, I can do options, trade, make those profits, waiting for AVGO to pop. Okay. Okay. Don't let NVIDIA fool you, though. It's going too crazy soon, hard, Niagara Falls style. Dylan, I'm still going to disagree with you on that one. Now, see, I agree with you on some things, Dylan, but on NVIDIA, I'm going to say no. It's a $200 stock that has a 1 penny dividend. 1 penny. Okay, the rate of return is 0.04. It doesn't even make a 0.5%. Okay, it's a growth stock. That's all it is. It's not a dividend stock. It pays a dividend, but it ain't worth anything. What makes monthly options a turn-off? Oh, boy. Oh, boy. Can anybody say that with me? Oh, boy. All right. All righty. Blacked and raw. Why don't I like monthly options? I do this like once a week, so you get to be the guinea pig in this one. You ready? The reason why I don't like monthly options. First and foremost, this here, up, down, up, down. That, my friend, is 30 days. That's 30 days. 30 days ago, we were at 58.50. It jumped up to 61. It dropped down to 58.75. It jumped up to 60.75. And now it's fitting at 59.90. Okay, that's pretty close to 60, right? 59.90. All right, this one here. If I buy it tomorrow morning, 59.90, and I sell the 60, I'm getting 60 cents. That's 1%. But it has 11 days to expiration, which is 2 weeks. So that right there is 1%. So 2 weeks, that's a 0.5% a week. So 1% for 2 weeks, that's a 0.5% a week. All right, well, let's not do that one. Let's go to this one right here. Okay? This $60 option is selling for $1.35. $1.35. That's 2%. For 46 days. Well, 46 days. Well, let's divide that by 7 because it's 7 days in a week. 46 divided by 7 is 6 weeks. Actually, it's 7 weeks. Because 49 will be 7 weeks. Yeah, so it's 7 weeks. So I'm getting 2% in 7 weeks. 7 weeks, 2%. That's horrible. If I'm making 1% doing weeklies, 1% per week doing weeklies, 7 weeks, I should get at least 7%, not 2%. But it actually gets worse because 30 days looks like this. Great. Now we're here. Tell me, where's it going to be in 30 days? Okay, 2 reasons I don't like monthlies. It's very challenging to figure out where's it going to be in 30 days. That's number 1. Number 2, look at the numbers. I'm going to hold it for 7 weeks for 2%. Hell no. Monthly options just don't work for me. You want to do them, hey, more power to you. They just don't work for me. I want 1% a week. Okay, and if I'm going to do a monthly, I want 4 to 5% every month. And I don't like monthlies because it's very challenging to figure out where the hell is it going to be in 30 days. It's not that easy. Okay, JLLR, SoFi. We looked at SoFi earlier. It's a no. It was a no earlier. It's a no now. What do I think about Dutch Brothers? You got to give me the ticker symbol because I have no idea who the hell Dutch Brothers are. Kevstar, Pepsi. Pepsi is a dividend king, which means they have 5 decades of increased profits, and they've been in business for over 100 years. But it's going to be a no this week. Look at this. Okay? Here's the high. Here's the low. Here's where it was. Here's where it is. Look at this. Down, up, down. At 139 at this moment, it's going to be a no. Now, don't get me wrong. I like Pepsi. I'll take a look at Pepsi next week. Just look at this last 30 days. Okay? You got your top here. She bottoms out, goes back up. Now she's back down 3 days in a row going down. So eventually, it will find a bottom. So I'm going to put Pepsi for next week. Sprite. William McKinney says hi. Pepsi next week. Maybe. I'm new here. Do you only do options or long-term investments? Donnie, I do what's called a covered call on a weekly basis. So I like to buy on Monday or Tuesday, and I like to be out by Friday. That gives me 1% every single week. Now, 1% a week is over 50% per year. What about Quest Diagnostics, DGX? Never heard of them. DGX? Hell no. How you like that? Hell no. October, November, December, January. What part of I don't do monthlies you're not quite grasping? Sweetwater. Black and Raw. Has Chevron been reviewed? Yes, we looked at Chevron a little while ago. Michael, how you doing? Nick, yes. Here comes the clown. Went with FCX this week since last Friday at 39.50. I'm not quite sure what that means, but FCX is on my list. I actually have some FCX. Okay, take a good look. Here's the high, here's the low, here's where it was, here's where it is. Okay, down, up, big drop, now she's up. Look at that area right there. Okay, that gap right there is going to fill. Well, let's take a look. Okay, 30-day high at 46, drops down to 35. That's an $11 drop. So from an $11 drop, she's now slowly going up. Well, that one looks good. Okay, 30-day high, 30-day bottom. Now she's going up. 40.32, the 40.50s are going for 67 cents. That's more than 1.5%. It's actually that simple to figure it out. Now, we already did a few examples. For those of you that are still here or a little bit late, you can see those. Because this here is being recorded on YouTube. So you can go to youtube.com and look under the 10-minute trader, and that will pop up. A whole bunch of them will pop up, actually. I thought you were Tony Hawk at first. Well, of course I'm Tony Hawk. I'm Tony Hawk's twin brother. Yeah. Funny thing is like I was walking through a parking lot once, and there's these 3 kids with their skateboards. I said, hey, let me see your board. I want to show you a trick. So I grabbed the kid's board, and I do an old school handstand on a skateboard as I'm rolling. So I'm rolling on the skateboard on my hand like this. And all the kids are like, holy shit. I was like, yeah, not bad for 61, brothers. Yep, I can still do that. Okay, sweet 10. Alex, transaction takes place 9:30 a.m. Stock went down. New CEO. Okay. I'm surprised it did, since the new CEO was former CEO of PayPal. All right. You guys are carrying on a conversation. You don't need me around for that one. Do I like Tezo? What the hell is that? Man from Mars. That was a good book. Men from Mars, Women from Venus. XTZ. CoinShare Digital. Yeah, no. Sorry. Maverick, what's happening up? Good night, Jim. Talk to you tomorrow. Sweet then. Nike. Ooh, I actually have some Nike. NKE. There we go. Nike. Ooh, that don't look good for my Nike either. Okay. Here's your high. Here's your low. Here's where it was. Here's what it is. Look at this. Down, up, down, up, down, up, down. So it's coming down at the moment. It's filling in a gap that popped up just last week. Okay. Here's your last 30 days. 30 days ago, she dropped, found the bottom here, shot up. There's your top. Now she's coming back down again. So Nike might look good next week. Not so much this week. So I'm going to write Nike down for next week. How do you get to dividend list that you read from? Okay, Francis, you're new here. Hold on. I'm putting Nike down for next week. Francis, the dividend list is Dividend Kings, Dividend Aristocrats, Dividend Champions, Dividend Contenders, Warren Buffett's list. Okay? You can find those on Google. Just go to Google search. Dylan, here we go on NVIDIA. Oh, come on, Dylan. I'm starting to lose respect for you, dude. I am. Mr. Dylan, NVDA. Here we go, Dylan. You ready? Are you ready for this? All right, here we go. Ooh, 185. All right, Mr. Dylan, are you ready? $185. Let's check out what the dividend is. What do you think, Dylan? 1 penny. 1 penny. Not even a half a penny. Yeah, I'm paying $185 for that. Hell no. But it gets worse, Dylan. You ready for this? Watch this, Dylan. We're going to go to statistics. And the statistics are going to give you information about the company that you probably don't know. So let's go take a look at statistics on NVIDIA, because you seem to like it. Okay, so here's NVIDIA. All right, Dylan, you ready? Revenue per share, $6.76. It's $185 per share, and the revenue coming in is $6.76. Hold on, it actually gets a little bit worse. Okay? The book value per share, $4.11. Do you understand what book value means? Book value basically means is you take all your assets and you subtract all your liabilities, and that's what your net worth is. Your net worth. We're all individual people. We owe money to people, and people owe us money. You have assets, you have liabilities. You add them all up, you do all the subtracting, and you find out what your net worth is. The net worth of NVIDIA is $4.11 per share, not $186 per share. No. But hold on, it actually gets worse. It really does. So now we're going to take a look at the summary. This is not my information. This belongs to someone else. The summary for NVIDIA. Well, let's find out because I'm kind of curious. Summary, come on, come on, come on. I already know what it is, but I'm just sharing it. All right, you ready? Here we go. The dividend, September 11th, 2025. Well, they already had that one. The dividend is 4 cents per share, or also known as, you ready for this? 0.02%. 0.02%. It doesn't even come up to 0.5% for the year. And you think that's good? Earnings per share, $3.51. Sorry, Dylan. I kind of lost a little bit of respect for you. Just a little bit. Okay? Don't get me wrong. You've been here every night and you do contribute. I appreciate it. I really do. But I wish you'd actually look at the numbers of the stuff that you say you like. This is a 4-cent dividend. 0.02 is the yield. 0.02. I'm showing you how to get 1% a week. 1% a week. This is not even 0.02 for the year. Hell no. Anyway, next. I'm sorry, I just don't like it. James, will you ever post your own top 500 opinion stocks? It would be good. Poor man trading. Oh, so you're relatively new here. The reason I know you're relatively new here, because I already post all my stocks. Okay, poor man trading. Okay, this is my website, the10MinuteTrader.com. Do your research. It's been a real live website for over 15 years. It's none of those come and go lively ones. Okay, so poor man trading. Are you ready? I shared 3 accounts publicly. Account number 1, account number 2. Ooh, holy cow, August, September. Holy shit, I haven't updated this thing since August. I'm falling a little behind. Okay, 3 accounts. Account 1, account 2, account 3. Halliburton, Foot Locker, Macy's, Kohl's, Riot, Riley, Delta Airlines, Alcoa, Advanced Auto Parts, Mara, Macy's, Harley Davidson, Kohl's, ASO, Riot, same thing, Harley Davidson, Kohl's, blah, blah, blah. Go down a little bit further. Halliburton, Foot Locker, Macy's, Kohl's, Riot, APA, Advanced Auto Parts, Alcoa, Delta Airlines, Riley, so on and so forth. Go all the way back to the beginning of the year. Where is this? April. Halliburton, Foot Locker, Macy's, Kohl's, Riot, Riley, Delta Airlines, Alcoa, Advanced Auto Parts, Mara, Macy's, Harley Davidson, Kohl's, ASO, Riot, Intel, Foot Locker. They're all here. This is 2025. And if we go, come on. This is my list from 2024. Uh-oh. That ain't right. Uh-oh. Computer froze. Well, so much for that idea. Computer froze. Okay, so anyway, poor man trading. They're all listed online. 86 is in the house. He'll get it. If not tonight, then tomorrow. Thank you there, 86. Whoa, all right, I'm not going to say that. T-Mobile. Merv, how are you today? AT&T, we already looked at. Verizon, we already looked at. How much do I need for option trades? You need at least $50. SoundHound, I'm not even going to bother with. They haven't been around that long. Zippy. Zippy, Hound, Houn. They haven't even been around for a few years yet. Dylan, he only buys certain new stocks. BMNR making me bread. Well, good for you. You know what? Let's pull it up again because apparently BMNR. Okay, who came up with this one? BNMR? Moneyland Dan. Okay, do you see this here? This thing was at $1 6 months ago. Okay, when I say I want simplicity, wait a minute, I want simple, safe, predictable, consistent. There's no consistency to this whatsoever. Okay, last year is at $1. It jumps up to 160. That's great. Well, now it's at 63. What about those poor saps that bought it at 160? Now, for the people who bought it at $1, well, yeah, now it's 63. That's great. Doesn't work for everyone. When I want consistency and predictability, you can't get it with a stock like this. And great, they say, I'm not going to say that's inappropriate to say. What do I think about buying puts on Dutch Brothers? I have no idea who Dutch Brothers is. Calvin Hill, you and I got to talk, Mr. Calvin. TSM, isn't that Taiwan Semiconductors? TSM, it is. Hell no. Now, didn't I just say a little while ago, don't show me this crap here? Don't show me stuff after the fact. There's nothing we can do about it. Absolutely nothing. Hugolina. Okay, we cannot do anything about this whatsoever. Okay, I don't buy at the high of the year. No. Do you teach an options class? Donnie, just show up every night. Just show up and just call. Just show up and ask questions. That's it. It's a simple strategy. Say, Donnie White, the strategy I am showing you, it was created for a 9-year-old little girl back in 2008. Simple, safe, predictable, consistent, no way for her to lose, 1% a week, okay, less than 10 minutes a day. Okay, just got the #1 gifter. Thank you, Sweetwater. Right now, okay, ask whatever questions you want. Yep. SoFi, Hugo, we already said no to SoFi earlier. What types of trading do you do? I suppose you call me a weekly trader. It's Tony Hawk Pro Trader. Yay! Steve Martinez, thank you. IDM selling options. Okay, what strike price do you sell? Whichever one's closest. Okay, Hugolina, TSM, Taiwan Semiconductors. Yeah, but not this week. SoFi, no. A firm. Okay, KIP, tomorrow, cash secured puts and calls. Yep, Pepsi, gotta love it. Affirm, gotta love it. Really new phone company. Well, why would I want to invest in a really new phone company? Nate, thank you for that. Grow up if you don't mind. What was said about Verizon? Not this week. IDM. Does he look at the comments on this live? No, IDM, I do not look at the comments on the live, but thanks for asking. Lemonade, short, I have no idea which one I'm talking about. Easy Money, plug. What the hell is plug? Okay, Easy Money. Okay, I'm going to say no only because any company that was 50 cents 5 months ago, now it's $4.50. There ain't no way in hell this thing has 2 decades, 20 years of increased profits. And that's not repeatable. That's not going to happen every week, going from 50 cents to $4.50. That doesn't happen every week. I want consistent and predictable. Okay? No. Serve, SERV. 1493. Never heard of it. 1493. The 15s are 80 cents. Okay, so I'm going to guess that this thing has no dividends. Serve, SERV. All right. I'm going to get my chair out. I'm not going to do any more stocks only because it's past 11. I'm usually done at 11. So let's get comfortable. All right. No more questions over there. No there, no there. What app do I need to have? Thomas Lane, how are you today? Donnie White, you're welcome. IDM, I'm new here. I'm confused. Does he do cash secured puts and calls, or is it just regular options? Okay, IDM, I do covered calls on dividend stocks only. Come up, boys. I want to learn how to do 1% a week. Come back tomorrow. Isaac, what's the meaning of life? Ooh, that's different for everyone. What does he state? Yahoo Finance, for his consideration, does he allow any decrease in dividends? This can have to be a really good reason. What do I think about covered calls on Webull? I've never used Webull. GTLB, what the hell is that? What is it for you? Oh. Enjoyment in the simple things in life. That's what it's for me. He's just looking at dividends, which don't tell the full story. Well, dividends kind of tell the full story, okay, Dylan, because when I'm looking at a dividend chart, I can tell a few things. One, if it's 20 years of dividends, that means the company's been around for a while. If the dividends consistently increase year after year after year, well, it's a profitable company that's 20 years old. Well, that's what the dividends tell me. No covered calls on the Webull stock, high volatility, but the stock typically stays flat. Okay, thank you, Daniel. What app do I need to have? Thomas, I'm not quite sure what you're talking about. What app? I use to trade on Think or Swim, which is through Charles Schwab, and I also trade on Robinhood. I like the simplicity right at the top. UPS is down 60%. Okay. Well, down 60% from what? V2000, Altria, great dividend. You're absolutely right. I like that one. Moneyland Dan, UPS is down 60%. Now, I'm going to disagree with you, Moneyland Dan. UPS. Well, you see, Moneyland Dan, 30 days ago, we get the high just recently, the bottom a couple of weeks ago. She went up, she went down, now she's up. So I'm not quite sure why you think UPS is down, because it all depends on where you're measuring it from. Are you measuring it from the high of the 5-year time frame, or are you looking at the 30-day time frame? See, I look at the 30-day time frame because there's nothing, absolutely nothing I can do about what happened last year. Okay, that's last year. Okay, this was last month. This was the month before, the month before, the month before. I can't do absolutely nothing about any of that. It means absolutely nothing to me. It just tells me where it was. Well, I was in Russia once. What does that tell you about me? I was also in South America. What does that tell you about me? I also went to Canada. What does that tell you about? Where it was a year ago has absolutely no bearing on where it is now and where it's going to go. Now, if I'm looking to buy it, well, here's the top right here. She drops, she shoots back up, back down, now she's going up again. Well, it looks good to me, but I'm looking from now moving forward. I'm not looking at what happened years ago, and we're past 11 o'clock. I'm basically done here. Let's go through these questions. Should I sell my NVIDIA and buy AMD? Pika, I have no idea who you are, and it would be a disservice for me to tell you anything. IDM, I'm 18, was giving $10,000 to invest from my dad. Is that enough to do what you do? Yeah, but before you do anything, paper trade for a while. Learn what it is you're doing. There's a few things that you really got to take into consideration. Number one, never buy something you don't want to hold on to long term. Now, long term can be whatever you want. You're 18, you got a long way to go. Number one, never buy something you don't want to hold on to for the long term. Number two, never sell at a loss. It defeats the purpose of the whole game. Number three, never invest in a company that's not consistently profitable. It's not that difficult to find out the profitability. You just go to YouTube, Yahoo Finance, go to Google Finance or some kind of financial website and take a look at their profitability. They have quarterly reports, they have annual reports, or you can go straight to the dividends because the dividend is a portion of the profits that they pay. So as the dividends increasing, well, so do the profits. Simple. Number four, well, I like weekly options because I can trade on a weekly basis. And number five, just make sure it makes sense. That's all. Never buy something you don't want to hold on to, never sell at a loss, and make sure you're okay with your decisions. And then diversify. You got 10 grand? Fine. Do 1,000, 1,000, 1,000, 10 different positions. Okay, you might want to start off doing dividend capturing using fractional shares, which means $1,000 of IBM, maybe you'll get 20 shares. But once a dividend is paid, you take that small profit and then you just add it to it. And then you take the next one. You buy the next one, grab that profit, go to the next one. Because the interesting thing is most stocks, especially those stocks that have dividends, have a tendency to do the same things over and over and over again. All right? So IDM, if you're looking at this chart, it's not really a chart, it's a calendar. It's called an EX dividend calendar. Each one of these companies has increased its profits for more than a quarter of a century. That's 25 years. Each one of these are 25 years consistently profitable. So what do we got? Colgate-Palmolive, you probably heard of that one. General Dynamics, you probably heard of that. Lowe's, Clorox, Hormel, Caterpillar. Yeah, you probably haven't heard of the rest of them. You're only 18. You would know most of those. But if you stick with only companies that are consistently profitable, never sell at a loss. But keep coming back. Keep asking questions. Keep learning. Education is never a waste of money unless it's a wasted education. Okay, so, I can't tell you not to go to college because a lot of it's a waste of time. Volatility skew explanation, please. No, because I don't even use that. It's kind of a pointless. It's absolutely relevant, the past. No, it is not. Okay, just because I went to Europe 20 years ago does not change anything about what I'm doing next week. Okay, just because a stock was at $150 5 years ago has absolutely nothing to do with it where it is at now. It shows key levels to break. No, it doesn't. It just shows you where it was. I already started options and made about 1,200, but I've heard about 1% a week thing. Okay. IDM, okay, thank you. And want to get started with consistency. What are my thoughts on gold? I love gold. It's pretty to look at. It's a dust collector is what it is. It holds on to value. That's all it does. You can't take a bar of gold and go to the store and buy a cup of coffee. You just can't do it. Okay? Maine Coast Bulldogs. I'm very new at this. I'm interested in RR. Your thoughts? Hell no. Okay, I've looked at RR plenty of times. You're not the first person to ask me about it. Okay? Now, who's this one? Maine Coast. Maine Coast. All right. A year ago, this thing's below 50 cents. Okay, now it's up over $7. That's not consistent. That you cannot do that every single day, every single week. Because, yeah, you may find that once. I think I found it once in 30 years. And it was by mistake. I was looking to get Delta Airlines, DAL, and I ended up getting UAL, which is like, right next to the D. Okay? But the stock just shot up. It was a fluke. I didn't do it on purpose. And very rarely will you find something that goes from 50 cents, jumps up to $5, drops back down to 2, and then jumps back up to 7. That doesn't happen all the time. I'm looking for consistency. Okay, German Shepherd Love. Options scare you. Let me see if I can explain it to you in a manner you might understand. Hold that thought. I'm coming up with the idea how to explain it. All right. German Shepherd Love. Are you ready? Okay. Let's say hypothetically you have an old car. let's call it a 1969 Volkswagen Beetle. You know, those really cool ones. All right. Let's say you got one of those sitting in your backyard. You push it into the front yard and you slap a for sale sign on it, $5,000. Sounds about right for a 69 Volkswagen, provided all the parts are there. So you get a sign on it, says $5,000. The guy down the street says, hey, I like your car. Let me give you $50. Hold it for me until Friday. When Friday comes, I'll give you the $5,000. Think of the $50 as a non-refundable, hold it for me deposit. Okay? Hold it for me deposit. I'll come back on Friday. Now, if I come back on Friday, I'll give you the $5,000. So now you got $5,050. Well, the $50 is 1% of $5,000. Okay, great, wonderful. So Friday comes and I don't come back to get it. So you wait until Monday and then you sell it to someone else. Someone else comes by and said, hey, I like that car. Let me give you $50. Hold it for me until Friday. So it's something you already own. And somebody is giving you a little bit of money to hold it until they come back to pay for it. So it's a non-refundable deposit. Okay, so what we're doing weekly options. That means a weekly option goes from Monday until Friday. So if I buy a stock, RR, okay, and I want to sell it to Tom down the street, Tom says, yeah, I'll give you, whatever it is, 1%, hold it for me till Friday. Either they come back and buy it or they don't. So when I'm buying a stock, I sell it to someone else for the exact same price I paid for it. So I'm getting my money back and I'm getting an additional 1, 2, or 3% just to hold it until Friday. So if I only do stocks that are going up, not something like this that's already at the high. Let me find one. Okay, see this one right here? Here's the top, here's the bottom, here's where it was, here's where it is. Up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down. Now it's going up. So as it's going up, I buy the price $41.94. If I buy it at $41.94, I'm going to sell it for $42, and I'm going to pick up $1.84. Well, $1.84 on a $42 stock is well over 4% if I like the stock. So here's the thing. Number one, never buy a stock you don't want to hold on to. That's number one. Number two, never sell for a loss. So in this situation here, okay, here's the top, here's the bottom. Now she's going up. That's plain to see. It's easy to see. So if I buy it at this price here, the 42, and I sell it to someone else for the exact same price I just paid for it, they're paying me this right here. Okay? And then when the week, if it's above 42, they're going to take it away from me. I get to keep this money and I get all my money back. So I'm buying something and I'm selling it for the exact same price. Then I'm getting 1, 2, 3, or 4% just to hold on to it until Friday. All right, it's 11:20. I'm 20 minutes past my bedtime. I'm going to turn into a pumpkin, and you don't want to see that. I didn't get to all the questions. I'm sorry. We're going to do this exact same thing again tomorrow night. So you guys come back tomorrow night. We're going to do the exact same thing. So you guys over here, catch you later. Oops. And you guys here, thanks for stopping by. We'll catch you guys later also. And you guys here on TikTok, you have a lovely evening. And you guys on this, blue chip stocks have poor option bid prices. Thanks, Jarf. Done for the evening, done for the evening, done for the evening, done for the evening.